4 shows, and 2 months ago, an idea was born on the hallowed ground of the Oakville Sports Pub. And that idea is Fast Break. Welcome to our show, number 4 of Season 1. We are really glad to have you on Fast Break, and I really think we've got our best episode coming your way yet. Really excited about everything we have coming to you tonight. I am Lee Richardson. I am your host this evening as we take you through the basketball world of live stream STL. That's Jeffco. That's Mineral Area. That's South St. Louis where we are right now. That's all the way down to Annapolis where we were yesterday, covering a really good game between Festus and South Iron and all parts in between. But before we get into everything we got on your show for you tonight, I do want to introduce, it's Fast Break with Lee Richardson and friends, and I want to introduce my friends who are with me on every show. And, of course, we have a special guest tonight as always. But first of all, I want to introduce the great live stream STL play-by-play man and softball player extraordinaire, the guy who has not made me fall on the floor laughing, but has made me spit my drink out on occasion, Mr. Scott Latta, the Freak of Speak. Welcome to our 4th episode, my friend.
I'm getting a little teared up right here. Oh, so excited to be here tonight, episode number 4. Obviously, you are on the Fast Break program, and I can only wait till we get to the Coachonomics part of the show, but that's a little bit later.
You know, after seeing some results of last time's Coachonomics play out in front of us in a game, I bet there's a few coaches looking for the next one. So I got a great little late season item for you. You guys are still alive in districts. Now, also need to, of course, as always, introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Livestream himself, Ray Halbrook. Ray, welcome to episode 4 of Fast Break.
Good evening. We've made it to number 4. I am number 4.
Well, and you know what? I've been thinking about this, Ray. I don't know if Mr. really captures it. I mean, I think we need to upgrade your title to Lord of Livestream.
Oh, my gosh.
What do you guys think?
I've never seen him dance, but we could.
Well, and I don't know if his head will fit outside the door of the pub when we leave.
Hold on. It won't fit outside this box here right now if I do that, right?
Lord
so there you go.
Of
the
live
Lord
stream.
of live stream. I'm not going down that road. I'm just not going to do that.
Okay.
So there you go.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll work on it. Mr. Livestream, thank you for everything you do to provide for us to have this show. We've had a lot of fun with it. And in this show, we have so much packed in here, okay? So here's what we're going to do tonight. We have got a wonderful guest. I'm really excited about talking to, Jacob Hedgecorth. He is a great trainer from down in the Mineral Area, but he works with kids, like we said, all the way down in the Black River League territory, all the way up here, Jeffco, and works with so many kids. I would say hundreds. We'll talk to Jacob about that when he can put him in the hot seat. Then we got the break, boys and girls. In the break, we're going to honor some conference champions. We're going to talk a ton of district tourney previews in our area. I mean, everything from Class 2, down, we're talking Cape, we're talking Mineral Area, we're talking all the way up here. A lot of previews and predictions coming up there. 2 wonderful players of the week. I cannot wait, Scott, until we honor these 2 players.
2 very deserving candidates.
And then quick hitters at the end. Don't go away because, as always, we do have Coachonomics. We do have trivia. We have another episode of The Hoops Whisperer with Scott Latta. You will not want to miss this one. Okay, so anyway, great show. Tons packed in here. And we're just going to settle in. It's going to take us as long as it's going to take us. We got a lot to get through. But as usual, we like to go fast-paced. It is called Fast Break after all. And with that being said, we are ready to move into the first part of tonight's show. And again, I'm really excited about this. It is the hot seat. It is with Jacob Hedgecorth. Jacob Hedgecorth is the owner and trainer at 2 Dribble Basketball. He as I said, he trains hundreds of kids all over our area. Does a great job with them. I know this personally from the work he's done. And we'll drop some names as we go. But again, Jacob Hedgecorth, 2 Dribble Basketball.
Yeah.
Welcome to Fast Break Show, man.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for having me. It's an honor. My parents told me this a long time ago. They said the worst thing on earth that you could do is put me on live radio or give me a camera. Worst thing on earth. So this may be a huge mistake for you guys.
Well,
terrible.
We do have a 2-second delay, so
Well, that's good. You may have to use it.
So far we've avoided trouble with the FCC.
I'm going to do my best. I promise you, I'm going to do my best.
All angry letters go to Mr. Livestream, and all joke suggestions come to me.
That's right.
But
That's
Jacob,
right.
we're glad to have you. We're going to dive right into it, man. We
Thank
got
you.
a lot of questions for you tonight, so I hope you're ready.
Absolutely.
It's the hot seat after
Absolutely.
all. But we'll start with one that would be kind of easy for you, and
Okay.
just kind of quickly take us through your background and your journey to getting involved in training down where you live around the Mineral area.
Yeah, I played, born and raised Leadwood, Missouri, tiny, small town. Went to West County High School, played high school basketball there, graduated. I graduated as the school's all-time leading scorer. We went on, won a district championship when I was a junior. It was the first time in 50 years West County had won one. After that, played 3 seasons of college basketball, played at Missouri Valley College, which was literally the best opportunity of my life. Like, I thought I could play a little bit, but when I got there, the level of knowledge and understanding and just the unbelievable players that you see and come across, it was the greatest opportunity I've had, as far as basketball goes, greatest opportunity I ever had. Come home, and it's a wild story. I tell this all the time. I come home, and I got 2 kids. I got married. I got 2 kids. I got a 24-year-old son. Got a girl, plays for West County. My daughter Addison plays for West County. She's 9th grade. But I come home, went to work. I got a sister, Lacey, who I love to death. She's 8 years younger than me. So I come home from school, done playing ball, come home from school, went to work. I had a kid's parents who she went to school with then. They called me up. I'm young then, like I'm in my early 20s. I'm young. They called me up and it's like, hey, we want you to start working with our son. Can you just after you get off work, can you come play with? So I started working with them. I didn't even know people like charge people to do that.
Right.
I think back about it now, like I could have been doing this from the time I was a young man. You know what I mean? But I officially started training players about 5 years ago, and what happened, how I got into it was I wasn't trying to set this up. I wasn't trying to get into it. My son, and I'm not going to say the name of the sports facility because I don't know how that works, but my son was doing a summer internship at a sports facility up here in St. Louis, and he was sitting in on a meeting, and they were talking about how they have trainers who train softball players and volleyball players, but they don't have any basketball guys. Huh. So he's sitting in on this meeting, and he literally says, well, I got somebody to take the job. So he texts me, and I'm working. I work out of IBW Local 2. I have for about 15 years. And he texts me and says, hey, call me at lunchtime. Like, my boss wants to talk to you. And I'm like, he's 19 years old. I'm like, oh my God, what'd you do? You know what I mean? Like, what did you do? So I call him, and he's like, yeah, my boss wants you. They need a guy to train basketball players. And I'm like at this point in time, I ain't touched a basketball in years, other than working with him when he was in high school. My son played high school basketball. And so I'm like, okay. So I go meet these guys, and they say, hey, we got a high school player set up for you. We want you to come tomorrow after work, and if we like what we see, we'll offer you the job. I said, okay. So I literally work all day, throw on a pair of shorts, a T-shirt, go down to this facility and work a kid out. They liked what they saw. They offered me a job. That was on a Tuesday. On a Thursday, and this is the embarrassing part, but this is how it started. On a Thursday, somebody you'll know, I did a workout with Josh Johnson. Played at Webster University. Yep. He's playing overseas in London right now. Did a workout with him, and he wasn't. His mom had drove him there. We got done with the workout, and I had never thought about this. I never thought about making it publicizing anything. Wow. His mom said, hey, will you two take a pic? Let me take a picture of you two. I said, okay. I literally stood there like a goon, held a basketball, They took a picture of us standing next to each other. I was so embarrassed. I had her take it with her phone because I had a $14.95 Go phone from Walmart. This is not an exaggeration. So I get home. I'm driving home. We get done with the workout. She took a picture with her phone. The mom did. I go home, and she my phone is blowing up the whole way home. And I'm like seeing all these numbers that I don't know. I don't have saved, so I'm not answering it. I get to the house, and I got like 10, 15 phone calls and text messages like, hey, we saw this on Instagram. We saw this on Facebook, whatever. Like, we want you to work out with our kid. We saw that Josh put this picture on there. So I tell my wife, and my wife, I say this, like, and I know a lot of people are like this. My wife, Stephanie, she, in the gym, in a workout, I'm the most detail-oriented, organized person on planet Earth. Outside of that, she takes care of every single thing we do, everything, right?
Nice.
I walk in, I say, babe, you ain't going to believe this. Like, I got like 15 people call me, want to work out with me after they seen this picture. She goes, throw that flip phone away. She goes, we're going to the store right now. We went to the store. I didn't have social media. I didn't have anything. We bought a phone. By the time I got home, her and the kids had me set up on all the social media sites.
Nice.
I literally didn't know how to post things. I didn't anything. She said, every workout you do, just have somebody there, take a picture of you and whoever you do it with, bring the phone home, physically bring it home, and we will do it. And from there on, like, I've been training 7 days a week from that day on. I just take a picture, post it with the kids.
And that's kind of turned into your trademark, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I got to ask you a question, but go back to your high school days. Who's your high school coach?
Steve Schofield.
I happen to know that guy.
Yeah, Steve Schofield. Missouri Coaching Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I was blessed, and I say that like we were down. Like, we had been down bad. West County High School basketball had been down bad. And I'm talking like guys when I was a freshman who had played for I had guys that when I was a freshman who were seniors that had played for 3 different coaches in 4 years. But I got blessed, man. He came there when I was a freshman, and he stayed all 4 years while I was there. And he literally turns programs around like
he does.
like nobody's business. Like he can literally take nothing and turn a program around. And I have to say this too, and he's probably not even listening.
Talk about a guy that doesn't have social media.
Yeah.
But Jackie does.
Yeah. Jackie does. Yeah.
And hey, Jackie and Steve, if you're watching.
Love them. I absolutely love them. But Eric Thompson. Eric Thompson was our JV coach, and I'm telling you right now, he's at AV now.
Yep.
Could not. Him and his wife Amy literally took after me like I was their own kid. Like, I couldn't ask for better people to be around me and to put me in, the right place as a player. They were great. They were unbelievable.
For as great a coach as we know Steve is, they're better people.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
And that is so true.
Yeah.
All right, so and so we're talking about your career, and that is a really cool story. But since then, you've had this incredible growth.
When you talked about the number of players I got, So I tell, like, if they're too young, if their parents are setting up workouts for them, or if they're old enough, that they drive, they're old enough, they can contact me themselves. So I tell every player I have, I say, if you want to work out for the upcoming week, text me on Sunday and let me know when you're available for the upcoming week. I only schedule a week in advance.
Right.
And I left to go to the gym at 9. My first workout was at 9 a.m. today. I left to go to the gym at about 8:30, and at 8:30 I had 250 some odd text messages.
Wow.
This morning
That's
at 8:30 a.m.
That's awesome.
So and that number expands and contracts sometimes, whatever. But, yeah, it grows every single day.
We could drop a lot of names of local players.
Oh, yeah.
I want to talk about just a couple. One, Madison Nelson, who was our first show. She was our player of the week because she had just surpassed 2,000 points.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, her career ended yesterday with 2,400 and change. But you've trained Madison a lot. I'm going to talk about another kid who's really burst on the scene, kind of down your way this year. That's Lane Wigger at North County.
Yeah.
Great season that he's had shooting the basketball. And we could talk about so many kids that you've worked with, but you can really see the improvement from and now we've been friends on social. I've been watching your growth kind of on social media for a few years now, and you can see these players go from where they were to where they are. It's really incredible.
Yeah, Madison's unreal. Like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but they are going to get hit so hard. Like when she leaves,
it's a big loss. Yeah,
it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Nelson family, like everybody in Kingston, like they ought to be really, really proud of the whole family, because they have taken a culture that was terrible, and literally from those kids' work ethic have grown into like I'm old. I'm 42 years old. I'm old, but Kingston didn't even have a team when I played high school basketball. And then they went for years where they didn't win a game in anything for a long time. And that family come around and if Madison wasn't on their girls team, like just wait till you see what happens next year to them. But her work ethic and her brothers too, like she's got a twin brother, Matthew, that has completely lifted a community and a culture. Those kids are wanting to play basketball, and those kids are better, and their girls' team's better. Like, they're not great, I'm not saying that, but they're better than they've ever been, and it's because of literally one person.
And she signed with Principia in Illinois?
She hasn't signed yet. She's committed. Okay. She hasn't signed yet. That's going to be coming pretty soon. But
got it.
But I tell her all the time. I'm like, I've never talked to her about playing college basketball or about high school basketball. I've never talked to her about playing high school. Everything we do, I say, hey, are you going to get away with that? Like at the college level?
The future.
Yeah. I don't ever – do you think you're going to get away with that? Do you think that's good enough against some college girl in your gut guarding you?
Right.
No, it's not. So I've never talked to her about playing high school basketball.
Awesome.
I don't think like that.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, it speaks to that mentality that you have to have just to improve it all. And even if you have no intention of playing in college, you got to aspire to that level.
Yeah.
But, Scott, you got a couple questions for our guest?
I do. So, Jacob, anybody ever call you Sonic the Hedgehog?
Buddy, I've heard them all.
All right.
I've heard I get Jake from State Farm a lot. Feed Jake, the old country song. I got that one a ton. Sonic, I've heard them all. And I usually just respond with come with something original. You know what I mean? Help me out. Give me something.
Just kind of give that head.
I go, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right. So, on a more serious note here.
Yes, sir.
What do you see as your role in training/development for a high school player?
Well, the first thing, and I tell everybody this, it's difficult for me. The one thing I don't get to do, like my daughter's a freshman, and Addison, I love you to death. I've watched more basketball this year than I have in the past 5 years since I started doing this, because I train 7 days a week. You know what I mean? I train 7 days a week. So I don't get to actually watch a lot of basketball. Now, I'll tell you what is a great thing. If you guys don't know about Huddle and the Huddle cameras in schools.
Oh, yeah.
so I literally I know when my kids play.
Yeah.
So I will go in and I'll get their Huddle ID, and I'll go in and I'll watch like I don't get to go too many games and watch, but I'll watch Huddle footage a ton to see where my kids improve, and all that. But my role, and I tell people this, my role is when I get you and I see where your skill level is, when I see the things you need to improve on, what I do is I make things harder for you in the workouts that I do with you than what you're going to see in a game. Like I make it harder for you, and a lot of people run to that, and a lot of they really enjoy it, and a lot of people run away from that.
Oh yeah.
Like I can see it. Like I gain players and I lose players for the exact same reason, because I don't pat you on the rear end and tell you you're real good, because I'll just be honest with you. I've got some decent players, and I got some players that are getting better every single day. But I don't have an NBA player. The best player I got that trains with me is overseas playing in London right now, and he can play. That's legit. He can play. But I don't have no NBA players. So these kids are trying to get as good as they can be, but it's my job to make things harder for them than what they're going to see in a game.
So you're weeding out people who are looking for the easy button.
Oh, yeah. And I get it. You talk about my role and the things I do on social media. Like, I work out with a kid. I take pictures, I do all that, and I post stuff on social media. But I do it on kids I'm proud of. You know what I mean? Like, if they come in, I don't care if it's a 9-year-old girl. Don't make no difference to me. If they have details and different styles, I make every workout I do harder than what they're going to see in a game. Nice. That every detail of the aspects they need to work on, that's what I try to do.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So let's look at the business side of things.
Yeah.
Getting in the gym is fun, but it's also a business. How do you juggle that?
Well, I have to. I'll give you an example how I juggle it. So, I had to crack down, like you talked about weeding players out. Like, I have to crack down people that waste my time, and it's a terrible thing, but like let's say I got people that text me 4 Sundays in a row. And 2-3 of them Sundays, they don't show up. So, like, for years, for like
seriously?
Oh yeah. So like 2 years in a row, I didn't have no, like, the first 2 years I started doing this, I didn't have no cancellation policy. I didn't have nothing. So, like, a lot of these gyms, A, I'm renting. B, first I'll say this to North County High School. I do a ton out of North County High School, and I do a ton of workouts out of Leadwood. Actually, my home gym that I played high school basketball in, some people own it now, and I'm able to kind of get in and out of there, maneuver around a little. But people were just wasting my time. They would text me 4 Sundays in a row, hey, can you set up a workout for my son, my daughter? And they wouldn't show. And I would just be standing there having to pay rent on a gym, having whatever, and they don't show up. So I had to put a cancellation policy in place, and that got rid of a bunch of people. Like, they would just find something better to do. Like, yeah, you don't want to have me come yell at you and make you work real hard Sunday evening at 3 o'clock. You want to go hang out with your friends or whatever. Well, it holds people accountable. The cancellation policy holds. If you cancel on me or you're a no-show on me, I'm still getting paid.
Yeah,
you're still paying.
Valuable.
You're still paying me no matter what. So I tell people that as soon as they get a hold of me and set something up with me, I tell them that before we ever walk in the gym. I'm like, this is what it is. You're not going to waste my time. You're not going to be anything. And then you have to, and this is going to sound terrible. You got to count your dollars and cents. Like I'm the dumbest person in this room. Like, I promise you that. No, I'm serious. Like, I promise you that. But dollars and cents, I'm not going to miss much. So you have to make it that way. Like, when you decide it's a business, you have to make it that way, because nobody does anything on earth that doesn't make they don't work at something that doesn't make financial sense to them. So you have to make it like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, like, when I'm in a workout with them or like Lee, like, this is the first time I met Lee, but I've spoke back and forth to him a few times. Like, they know I'm a good dude. They know I'm a good person. But you're not going to stiff me on money when I don't care if it's a college kid, a high school kid, a grade school kid.
Yep.
You're not taking my time for granted, and I'll be very strict and very harsh about that, and you have to be. Yep. Like because it exactly what you said, it is your time. You know what I mean? So when people see, like, when I got to say something to a parent, when people see that side of me, they don't like that. But that's the business. Right. You know what I mean? That's the deal. So